from the Hoosier Lottery, champions of play.
Hi, Santa. Welcome to Pure Car Wash. I heard you need some great gift ideas. Here, try our wash book.
Everyone wants a clean car. I know I do.
Buy 4 washes, get 2 free. Now through December. Only at Crew Car Wash.
It's our Christmas sale at Family Leisure. Why not get a gift the whole family can enjoy? Excellent deals on pool tables and shuffleboards. Surprise the kids with a new arcade or game table. Spoil mom or dad with a massage chair or theater seating. Tired and sore from shopping? Soothe aching muscles with a new spa. Spas from $29.99. Swimming pools. Beat the price increase. Buy now and save big. Also on sale now, saunas and more.
From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Local stories, join us on News 8's Daybreak.
The IU men's basketball team played its final game before Christmas break tonight, squaring off against Siena. It was a quick turnaround for the Hoosiers, who played just 2 days ago when they beat Chicago State by 20. It's the final non-conference game of the regular season for the Hoosiers, coming off a big shooting night against Chicago State. That continued tonight. Tucker DeVries finds a good look, hits the 3. Hoosiers go up 17 in the first half. IU getting it done on the inside as well. Tayton Conneray tees up Sam Alexis, making a 19-point lead. Lamar Wilkerson had another hot night here. He is in the corner for 3. Hoosiers win 81-60, the final. Butler wrapping up its non-conference slate also against New Jersey Institute of Technology and Hinkle. Bulldogs dominating early, up 19 in the first half. Evan Hayward lets it fly from way downtown. The pride of a buff finished for the team high 4 threes. Butler held the Highlanders to just 19 points in the first half, and it was more of the same in the second. Finley Bizjack to Drayton Jones. Jones finished with 14, Butler up 29. Bulldogs never lifted their foot off the gas either. Michael Ajayi near the bench right here. That makes it a 36-point game. Bulldogs cruise 101-52. They improved to 10-3 on the season. Moving to the NBA now, where the Pacers are looking to snap a 4-game skid tonight, facing off against the Celtics in Boston. Head coach Rick Carlisle still searching for that 1,000th career win. Wouldn't it be nice to do it in Boston Garden? His offense showed up for him early. Andrew Nembhard, perfect from the wing. Pacers up 6. Tacking on more in the second quarter. Ethan Thompson, recent signee, up from the G League, hits the triple. Pacers go up 15. Thompson had 11 in the first half. Pacers pushing the pace now. Furphy corrals it, hits Pascal Siakam on an island. Siakam, 23 in the first half. Pacers led 61-43 at halftime. Here's a look at the final score. Pacers back in action against Miles Turner and the Bucks tomorrow night. The top seed and undefeated Indiana Hoosiers just 10 days away from returning to the famous Rose Bowl out in Pasadena. Hoosiers face Alabama. Winner advances to the semifinal round of the college football playoff. Hoosiers head coach Curt Cinetti is keeping his team focused as they begin their playoff run.
Obviously, you need to have a great 2 weeks of preparation, against a great Alabama football team, and, team's excited about it, but, focused on the process. Got a lot of respect for Alabama. Coach DeBoer, been following his career for a long time. He kind of started out lower level like I did, and ever since he went to Washington, really kind of studied his offense, and I think he's a great coach.
We're going to be keeping a close eye on that game, plus the one down at Lucas Oil Stadium happening right now. Make sure you switch to Wish, or I guess stay on Wish, for the post-game show. We'll bring you head coach Shane Steichen, quarterback Phillip Rivers, and the rest of the team live here immediately following the game. We'll see you then.
All right, and tough loss tonight to tell you about. The Colts just lost to the 49ers at Lucas Oil Stadium. Final score, 48-27. AC Calhoun and the team are there. They'll have a full wrap-up as well, but tough loss for the Colts, really the end of their season.
On the plus side, if there is one tonight, the lease is balmy for December. We'll take the silver linings when we can find them. Tomorrow, 56, and we see mild through Christmas Day on Thursday, 65 on Friday. It will turn blustery and colder by Sunday and Monday, but still pretty warm for the start of the weekend.
Sounds like we need to get to Evansville, though, for Christmas.
Around 70 on Thursday.
Wow. All right. That's all the time we have for Wish TV. Join us for Daybreak in the morning.
Live from Indianapolis, this is the postgame show.
And there's a live look at Lucas Oil Stadium. The game just went final. The San Francisco 49ers getting out of Indianapolis with a 48-27 victory against your Indianapolis Colts. And inside Lucas Oil Stadium, there is a sea of 49er fans here after watching their team get the win here this evening on Monday Night Football against the Colts. And now Indy has lost 5 straight games this season. Hi everybody, Anthony Calhoun alongside here with our analysts here, former Colts defensive back Marlon Jackson here with us on the post-game show. Going to hear from Shane Steichen, Phillip Rivers in a moment, but first things first, let me get your reaction, what you saw here tonight. I know there's one side of the football that you are very concerned with and what you saw in this
and you know, of all people, I hate to see this side of the field, of the offense, of the defense play so poorly today. The defense did not come to play today. Offense brought it right from the beginning. Special teams as well, not doing their job early on in this game, but today, this one lands solely on the shoulders of the defense. All 3 phases, from the defensive line, the linebackers, to the secondary, no one really came to play today, and it showed in the effort that was on the field.
Yeah, you look at the numbers here for the Colts team stats here defensively, 145 rushing yards there. Christian McCaffrey had over 100 yards rushing for him. Passing yards, 295. We'll talk about Brock Purdy, what he was able to do. I can just say this, folks, remember the number 5 because he had 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns
tonight against your Colts. Turnovers 1, sacks 1. See their Colts defense, and then tackles for loss 3. Now, as bad as this defense played, the Colts offense did what they had to do time and time again, folks, with their 44-year-old Phillip Rivers here to try to get this team to get a winner to end this 4-game losing streak. But the game only down by 14, about 4:30 left to play, and Phillip Rivers really the worst play he made of the night. Threw a pick 6, and he was pressing because you brought up the fact that
the fact that he is not in a position to play from behind, right? He does not have the arm strength, does not have the ability to be playing at a deficit. And today we saw when we get behind, not able to go down the field, not able to make those big plays. We did early on, but late in the game, just totally, a poor play by Phillip. But even more so, the poor play by the defense put him in a bad position where he was able to create that turnover.
All right, so we are waiting to hear from head coach Shane Steichen at the podium. Once he's there, folks, we'll bring it to you live here on Wish TV. Shane Steichen at the podium. Also, Phillip Rivers, he's expected to be at the podium, as well as Indy. 5 straight losses now for this football team. 2 more games left to play, and many folks thought that the Colts really had to win out to have a really good shot at making the postseason. Now, they're going to need a lot of help, and the help may not be enough because they're going to have to win as well. And they face one of the hottest teams, not the hottest team right now when you think about it in the NFL, with the Jacksonville Jaguars coming to town next week, or this weekend, I should say, here in Indy. Then they'll wrap up the season against the Houston Texans on the road. Rivers, Steichen coming to the podium. Once they're there, folks, we're bringing it to you live here on Wish TV. Back to this defense here, and we know this defense is depleted at some point because we know a lot of they got some injuries like a lot of teams, but some of the critical positions for us, the quarterbacks, they're not there, and so that was costly night for the Colts against the 49ers. Shane Steichen at the podium. Let's listen in.
To give ourselves a chance to win games. So, got to get back, clean it up this week, and get ready to go for Jacksonville at home.
Shane, how do you explain that defensive performance given the stakes of this game?
Yeah, we got to be better. That starts with me. Got to be better. Bottom line, we can't give up that many yards. They scored a lot of points, went up and down the field. We got to get that cleaned up in a hurry. Our defense played great last week, and then this week, got to be better. It starts with me. Bottom line.
Shane, we talked a lot about not wanting to have linebackers in coverage, wanting to have defensive backs. Feels like, I know you had injuries in corner, but it feels like there's been a lot of linebackers in coverage and maybe not as much time. Do you know what's gone into that? Is it just the injuries in corner?
Yeah, I think Lou goes through his matchups every week and looks at certain things that he feels gives us the best chance. And that's how we go from there with the personnel stuff.
Like the defensive plan was out tonight, or are there any second guesses about how you tackle?
Well, I think give credit San Francisco, they did a good job, but yeah, we got to be better. Bottom line is we got to be better. We got to clean those things up, coverage, rush, all the stuff. It all ties in together.
It's way more complicated than this, but how does the defense go into Seattle last week, hold them out of the end zone, and this week couldn't get a stop again?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, obviously, like I said, things got to get cleaned up. It's the National Football League, and we got to be at our A game every week. You can't have 1 week where it's this and it's that. You got to come out ready to play, every single week.
What do you think of the way Phillip performed in the second game?
I thought he played really good. I think he set the one play at the end, but I thought he was on fire all game. He managed the offense at the line of scrimmage, did some no-huddle stuff with them, getting us out of the right plays, threw it to the right spots every time. Obviously just had the one play there at the end, but overall I thought he was really solid.
The run game, I think JT had 2.9 yards per carry there in the game. I know you guys are missing a bunch of offensive linemen. Is it just that offensive lineman injury starting to catch up with you guys, or what did you see out of the run game there?
No, I think, obviously credit to San Francisco and what they did defensively with some of the runs. Obviously we threw it there a little bit early in the no-huddle, getting, the points there, and felt good about that. And Phil was operating at a high level, and so that's just kind of what went into it.
Why do you think that Gross has struggled the last month or so?
We got to look into that. Obviously we got to win one-on-one matchups as we get going. Every game, that's it. This game's about one-on-ones and winning the game within the game, and keep working those, pass rush stuff in practice so they can come to life, on Sundays and Monday nights.
You've been a tough spot at corner, obviously, but just what's your assessment there? What you got out there?
Yeah, I think those guys are battling like crazy. They're right there. They're right there. We just got to get the ball out. You know what I mean? They're right there in coverage. We got to get the ball out though and get the PBUs.
The team lost 5 of the last 6, or 5 in a row, sorry, 6 of the last 7. What do you tell them when you know it's not over, but you're looking through right now?
Yeah, I told those guys in there, like, shoot, we signed up for 17 of these things, and we got a division opponent, and we're not out of this thing until they tell us we're done. We're freaking fighting like crazy, and so we're going to come back in this week, get ready to work, and be ready to go for Jacksonville at home.
Shay, you've been here for 3 years. Why do you think your team, at least up until this point, hasn't been able to win some of these games later in the season?
Something I got to look at. Obviously, we got to find ways to win, especially in November and December. That's where you win games, and that's where you make the playoffs. So we got to do a better job, and I have to do a better job of that.
Just how do you sum up just where you were just a month and a half ago to now? I mean, just how can you add the context?
Yeah, it's tough. Obviously, this league will throw you curveballs and sideways punches, and you got to freaking battle like crazy. And you're going to hit adversity in this league, and you got to stay steady through it all. I mean, that's what it is, and you got to keep fighting like crazy no matter what happens, and you got to finish strong no matter what the circumstances are, and you go from there.
Considering the injuries you go off, add cornerback, is there any consideration of looking at guys Jalen Jones more?
Yeah, I think obviously he comes in and has some matchups and third down coverage and all those things, but we look at those week to week for sure. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Colts head coach Shane Steichen talking to the media as we take a live look here at Lucas Oil Stadium. We know the 49ers got the win here this evening, and there is a lot of folks here in town supporting the 49ers here as they saw their team get a 48-27 win over your Indianapolis Colts. As a matter of fact, it's extremely loud over there. But if you're a Colts fan and you're a lot of folks making their way out of here, but you can't be pleased to see this scene right here because your team had opportunities here tonight, and the defense just did not step up to get it done.
Did not step up, and AC, what we don't want to continue to hear is that something has to be better. Got to be better. At this point in time in the season, with things winding down and in the middle of a playoff rush, you don't want to hear your coach saying, I got to be better. We've got to be better, right? The inconsistency, this has the feelings of years past, and it's not anything that we want to see, that we want to witness as Colts fans, the inconsistency that we've seen over the last 2 weeks and over the last 5 to 6 weeks.
Okay, so we're going to go back into the podium. Phillip Rivers, we're told, is at the podium. Let's listen in.
Numbers and your personal performance, was that you kind of put in context what happened tonight for you and the outcome?
Yeah, obviously disappointed again. We didn't get it done collectively as a team on either side of the ball. But it felt good out there. I mean, I felt early we were seeing it good. We were going, and I felt like we could have a good night offensively. And in a lot of ways we did, but certainly left some things out there. And then obviously to end it like we did with the pick six with still a chance to get it to one score with around 4 minutes left. 53 made a good play. We had made that same check earlier in the game, and he did a nice job recognizing and hearing it again and making a play. That's no excuse. That's credit to him making a good play. But yeah, it was like I said. There's no consolation, right? There's no prize for losing. But it was better this week. You know, from a standpoint of offensively and to put points on the board. But you got to win with it, like we said. Right now, we're not getting that done, and I know this locker room's hurting. Again, I've been a part of it for a short time, for 2 losses, and I know that it's been a long slide now for over a month, and I know that's tough. I've been a part of those slides, and now I'm obviously a part of this right now. And we just got to find a way to dig deep and find a way to win a football game. And we can't worry about all the scenarios and all the things out there. I know they're all out there. I know what they are, but we got to find a way to win a football game, or none of the scenarios come into play.
How do you approach that? You've been in this league for a very long time, but how do you approach it when you know there's, between now and your next game, there's a billion things that coulda, woulda, shoulda, whatever, to help you all get it?
Yeah, I think it's as simple, and Shane said it in the locker room, as we signed up for 17. Obviously, I didn't sign up for all 17 of them, but yeah, you signed up for 17, and I just remember having to live that in years past. And it's our job, you know, to so we can bring it and give everything we got in every game, whatever game you're in, regardless of the situation. And that's, to me, the matter of fact route. The other part of it is, it's the National Football League, and you've all dreamed of playing in this game as a kid. And if someone asked you again, you know, would you play if y'all were going to be 2-14 like some of these teams are? If you have 2 games left, heck yeah! What do you mean we get to play an NFL football game again? So, those are the 2 simplest routes to take. But it's first and foremost our job to go seek and you know, do the work we've been asked to do. And you know, we've come up short, but what we've been asked to do is give our best effort. And so that's what has to be done, you know, these next few days of preparation, which on a short week with Christmas on Thursday, and then a division opponent that's on fire right now. So we'll have to bounce back in a hurry.
What's led to your strong connection with Allen years already?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good to get it going. You know, last week, I think it was the 1 target, honestly. I had a chance. I should have thrown him a post last week, but he had 1 target, 1 catch in that last drive before the field goal. And this week, we got him going early. It wasn't necessarily, I mean, I'm not saying that we came in saying we have to get Allen going early, but you knew as the week was going that he was going to have some opportunities. And it really, you know, after seeing with those replays on the Jumbotron, there were better catches than there were throws. You know, he did a heck of a job in being contested, arms in there, and squeezing it and coming down with it. But he had a heck of a day.
I know the game plan was different coming in this week, but the numbers are very different. Yardage-wise, what did you feel like you guys were able to do better, or what looks did you feel like you guys were able to exploit to really get that passing game going?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was lots of factors, right? You're going to Seattle. I've been here for 4 days. That defense on the road, silent count, all that going on. It's kind of like, all right, let's play D and play the ball possession game. This week we're at home. Now we're 12 days in, and a defense we're very familiar with from both of my Charger days, and obviously Gus Bradley being there and Saleh, but those similarities of the defense. So there's a defense we're very familiar in of how to attack it. And again, you got to give them credit because the name of the game is winning, and then that's what they did. They got it done. But I did feel like offensively we were going to be able to move the ball. But offensively, our job is to score 1 more point than the other team, or whatever that may be. You know, last week it was 18 or whatever it was, and we didn't get it done. This week it was, would have been 41 had I not thrown the pick 6, and we didn't get it done. So each side of the ball, to me, looks at it that way. We got to hold them. Defensively should speak of. We got to hold them to 1 more less than our offense can score. And offensively, we need to say we got to score 1 more point than our defense gives up. And it's not this who should have done what. And I don't sense that from the guys at all. It's just I know it hurts. Shoot, I've been here for 13 days and it hurts because I care about these guys and this team and the coach and the organization and everything. These guys have been through this since May, June. The time put in makes it feel it hurts.
When it comes to your plumbing, don't hope you're receiving a licensed plumber. No, you are. At 317 Plumber, we hire only licensed and experienced plumbers. Where safety, quality, and integrity matter, visit 317plumber.com today.
Lots of companies buy houses for cash. But we at Midwest Cash Offer, we're different.
We're Midwest Cash Offer, family owned and local, right here in Indianapolis.
Since 2014, we've helped over 1,000 families sell their house fast.
Midwest Cash Offer, Indy's trusted home buyer.
From Indy's streaming news leader, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
Well, it all started off well enough. Phillip Rivers' first game at Lucas Oil Stadium in nearly 5 years. This time, once again, as the Colts quarterback, a couple of touchdown passes to Alec Pierce. And Pierce, over the course of this season, has been one of the highlights for this Colts offense. He's got a contract coming up at the end of the season. That kid's going to make a lot of money from somebody somewhere. Hopefully, he's still wearing the horseshoes. A couple of TDs had the Colts going early, but San Francisco scored, and they scored some more, and they kept scoring. The Colts defense couldn't stop them, and ultimately the 49ers come away with a 48-27 win, and the Colts' playoff chances have gone to nearly none with 2 to go in the regular season. Good evening, everyone. Brad Brown here with you on WRTV News at 11 after the game. We bring you our live post-game coverage here inside Lucas Oil Stadium after this Week 16 Monday Night Showdown. But had the Colts in it early against the Niners. Phillip Rivers certainly did his part to keep them in it, but the offense simply did not have enough to keep up with a 49ers team that has come in here on a roll. They are playing for position not only in the NFC West, but in the NFC playoff standings overall as well. And the Niners steamrolled the Colts by the time it was done. 48-27 was the final in this one. 66,000 plus was the crowd in this one. One of the biggest we've had at Lucas Oil Stadium here this season, and they had plenty to cheer about for the Colts. Early on is this one. Phillip Rivers' second start. Got off to a good enough start there. 16-yard touchdown, 20-yarder first to Pierce. Indy had a 7-0 lead. The Niners came back with a couple of scores, though. They took a 14-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. In the second, though, Rivers to Pierce again. And again, when you got a guy like Alec Pierce, makes somebody like Phillip Rivers, who, old man, now we're not going to call him that. Rivers looked like a veteran. He found Pierce for that second TD. The time they gave up 14 apiece in the opening minute of the second quarter. But the 49ers, they are good. It's just the bottom line of this. And Brock Purdy started a massive night for him. George Kittle was a tough one to guard for the Colts. 21-14, San Francisco took the lead. They were up 7 at halftime. They very nearly went up 10. If you were watching the game here tonight, they missed a 64-yard field goal right at the halftime horn off the crossbar. So the Colts were fortunate to be down by just 7 at that halftime break. Third quarter rolls around, though, and Purdy kept rolling for San Francisco. Juan Jennings was massive all night. He had triple digits. Colts really had no answer for him defensively. And once the Niners went up 31-17, that first part of the third quarter, you felt like maybe the game was going to get away from the Colts. They had an opportunity to put some more points on the board before the end of the third quarter. Blake Ruby, man, the young kicker, is coming here. And the little man hit another long one in this game, 51-yarder field goal, 31-20 at that point. The Niners took the lead and extended it from there. They added another TD, 5th of the game for Purdy in the fourth quarter, and that pick 6 late closed it out at 48-27. Colts got it down to 1 score and had an opportunity to maybe get themselves back really close in this thing. But again, defense couldn't make the stop. San Francisco just kept rolling, put up some huge numbers in this one, and they rolled to their 11th win of the season here with the 21-point win. We take a look at some of the numbers from this game, and there, of course, was 75 points on the board. There's certainly plenty to choose from in this one. When you take a look at Rivers' second performance, remember in that game last week, he only had 3 days practice to put that together for the 120 yards that he had in this one. We had that before the end of the first half. In this game tonight, Rivers finishes 23-35, 277, 2 scores in the late pick. Jonathan Taylor, though, 16 carries, only 46 yards. Alec Pierce led with 4 catches for 86. Coach Shane Steichen now. Colts postgame here as we roll on with the news at 11. Colts lose 48-27.
Got to be better. Bottom line, we can't give up that many yards. They scored a lot of points, went up and down the field. We got to get that cleaned up in a hurry. Our defense played great last week, and then this week, got to be better. It starts with me. Bottom line.
Shane, we talked a lot about not wanting to have linebackers in coverage, wanting to have defensive backs. It feels like, I know you had injuries at corner, but it feels like there's been a lot of linebackers in coverage and maybe not as much time. Do you know what's gone into that? Is it just the injuries at corner?
Yeah, I think Lou goes through his matchups every week and looks at certain things that he feels gives us the best chance. And that's how we go from there with the personnel stuff.
Like the defensive plan was sound tonight, or are there any second guesses about how exactly?
Well, I think give credit to San Francisco. They did a good job, but yeah, we got to be better. Bottom line is we got to be better. We got to clean those things up, coverage, rush, all the stuff. It all ties in together.
It's way more complicated. How does the defense go into Seattle last week, pulled it out of the end zone, and then this week couldn't get a stop with you?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, obviously, like I said, things got to get cleaned up. It's National Football League, and we got to be at our A game every week. You can't have one week where it's this and it's that. You got to come out ready to play, every single week.
What do you think of the way Phillip performed in the second game?
I thought he played really good. I think he set the one play at the end, but I thought he was on fire all game. He managed the offense at the line of scrimmage, did some no obviously just had the one play there at the end, but overall I thought he was really solid.
The run game, I think JT had 2.9 yards per carry there in the game. I know you guys are missing a bunch of offensive linemen. Is it just that offensive lineman injury starting to catch up with you guys, or what did you see out of the run game there?
No, I think, obviously credit to San Francisco and what they did defensively with some of the runs. Obviously we threw it there a little bit early in the no huddle, getting, the points there, and felt good about that, and felt was operating at a high level. And so that's just kind of what went into it. We got to look into that. Obviously we got to win one-on-one matchups as we get going. Every game, that's it. This game's about one-on-ones and winning the game within the game. And keep working those, pass rush stuff in practice so they can come to life, on Sundays and Monday nights.
You're in a tough spot at corner, obviously, but just what's your assessment there with what you got out there?
Yeah, I think those guys are battling like crazy. They're right there. They're right there. We just got to get the ball out. You know what I mean? They're right there in coverage. We got to get the ball out there and get the PBUs.
Team lost 5 of last 6, or 5 in a row, sorry, 6 of the last 7. What do you tell them? It's not over, but it looks blue right now.
Yeah, I told those guys in there, shoot, we signed up for 17 of these things, and we got a division opponent, and we're not out of this thing. Until they tell us we're done, we're freaking fighting like crazy. And so we're going to come back in this week, get ready to work, and be ready to go for Jacksonville at home.